Right, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's lecture. Today is day 16 of learning R, and today we will continue to delve into the details of data wrangling. So this is the third video about data wrangling. So today we will be learning certain more functions about data wrangling, or how you can manipulate your data uh, of your data sets, whatever your data set is there. So the function that we are using today is mutate. Okay, and so let's keep it under a banner so that it is easy to see that we are starting using mutate. So what it does is it adds new column in your data. It adds new columns in your data. Okay, so how do you use it? So जैसे कि in the last lecture we were dealing with our data with data frame my data. So my data, as you can see here, it is having these many columns. All right, so let's continue to work on that and do some modification in that only. So we will be using your new variable as my underscore data under small. So we are just trying to just to trim the data, or because it's there are 19 columns in that, so we want the data that is easily viewable, so that you can notice the change, whatever change we are doing here. So let's create a new variable, and we are just selecting from where we select my underscore data and then comma. So what we are selecting year, and from year to day we want distance and arrival time. I think what is there, yeah, we want distance or minute distance to arrival time, or ARR time, ARR underscore time, ARR underscore time. Okay, now let's run this. So there is an error, could not find the function select. Okay, now let's see if it is okay now. Again there is some error. Okay, so the error was you need to install this dplyr package. In last lecture I have installed, but I need to reinstall it and then call it, and then you can define the select function, because select function is defined in this dplyr package. Okay, so now this is okay, and now let's see what are the content in my small data. So from year to day you have, and distance and arrival time you have. Okay, now what we can do is we want to add certain columns in this data. So we will be calculating the speed of the flight. So then we will create a variable cal underscore flight, or speed, you can say speed of flight, cal speed. You can keep it a small cal speed, and then you can create it as mutate. Then you are using mutate, and if you want to see what the details is, then mutate, what I told you previously also, that you can put your mutate and then question mark. Okay, so you will get the details, and then mutate. So what it needs in mutate, you need to call your data frame or your whatever data you are selecting, my underscore data, then speed equals distance divided by air into 60. Okay, so you can run it. It is giving some error, object air not found. Okay, air, the name of the column was arrival time, ARR time. So you can say change it here as ARR underscore time, and then you can run it. Yes, so now if you want to see cal speed, so there is a different column, air speed must be there. Yeah, speed is there. You have created a column speed which is calculating speed of the flights. Okay, and now you must be wondering, because we have in this at this time we have created a small data set, but why we are viewing all the complete details? Because I have selected my data here. If I am selecting my data small instead of this, then we'll be easily visualize the changes that we are doing. Okay, now the cal speed is, see, year, month, distance, arrival time, and then the speed you can see. Okay, so this is how you use your how you can add the name of a column in your existing data set. So you just have to use the function mutate and just give the name of the column and whatever you want to do the functionality in that. All right, now what else we can do? There is another function which is known as transmutate. Now what this function does is, I'll show you. So it basically alright, so the function transmutate and mutate are almost similar kind of functions, but the main difference is mutate with the help of your function mutate, you can add a specific column in the existing data set. But with transmutate, whatever you give, it will create a new data, and it will create a new data frame. Apart from those data, whatever the data frame you are using, it will create a new data frame. So let's see how it works. Okay, so let's create air speed, and then we use transmute. So transmute, here it is giving the details, creates a new data frame containing only the specified computations. It supersedes because you can perform the same job with mutate. So मतलब कि इसका मतलब क्या है यहाँ पे कि it creates a new data frame containing only the specified, जो भी आप इसमें कुछ भी computational कुछ भी formula वगैरह कुछ लगाओगे, that using that formula it will create a new data frame. So let's create a new data frame based on your my data small. Alright, and then we are using comma. So we want speed is equal to distance upon arrival underscore time into 60, and then comma, you want a speed 2 equals distance divided by arrival underscore time. So let's see if it is working fine here. It is saying it cannot find error in transmute. Okay, so it is a transmute function. Now let's see. Okay, so now it is perfectly fine. So I have created a new database or data frame, air speed. Now let's see, we have only two columns here, speed 1 and speed 2, which we have created here. Speed is this and speed 2 is this. All right, now what else we can do? We can also use the summarize function, summarize and group by function. So basically these are to create the summarize a complete data frame or data set, and if you want to filter your data or see your data grouped by the by particular variable, then these functions are used. So let me see how we can use your summarize column. So we will use the function name as summarize, and here you can also see that creates a new data frame. It returns one row for each combination of grouping variables. So आप जो भी इसमें डालोगे उसमें उसकी एक नई रो बना के आ जाएगी. If there are no grouping variables, then output will have a single row summarizing all observation in the input. It will contain one column for each grouping variable and one column for each of the summary statistics that you have specified. So लिखने का तरीका है आपका summarize. आप Z भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, S भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. So let's see how it is going. So summarize, we will be using my data, because it have more than multiple columns, so it would be easy to see function summarize work. So now we are creating delay is equal to mean of departure delay and na dot rm equals true. So now what does this, let me show you what it will do, then I'll explain this function. Let's try to run it. Okay, so it is giving you delay. It has created a new data frame named delay, and it is giving the value as 12.6. What is that? It means that it is creating a mean of all the departure underscore delay values. So as you can see here, my data may you have a column dep underscore delay. So it will create the mean of all these value and will provide that in a single output. Okay, now what this NARM means, it means that if there is if there is no data in that particular column or particular row or particular cell of that, let's suppose if you're selecting this, so there is, let's suppose there is no, this is blank, this column is blank or this cell is blank. So then we need to specify that what you need to do with such entries. So what we did, NARM is not applicable, remove. So whatever data is not applicable, we should remove that, and this condition should be true. If we are using this as false, or let's say you just remove the complete thing, then let's try to see what happens. So it is giving all the values at all the values as NA. Why it is giving all the values at as NA not applicable? Because it is creating all the whatever the values. If there is no NA value, then it automatically considers them as NA. So let's see if there is any blank value here. So there is no blank value, but what I mean to say is, here if you're keeping it as false, or if you're removing this function as it is, or the complete function is removed, this na.rm, then it will take all the values as NA. So it's better to use true all the time, true, and then run it, and then we will put this value into function summary. Okay, so I've created a new summary. Okay, now what else we can do? We can also group your data by the particular column value, like by data से आपको group करना है, या आपका sorting करने के टाइम पे जैसे आपको option आता है कि you want to view these data with the grouped by size, grouped by data, grouped by recently modified. So I'm creating a new variable by underscore day. So we are summarizing this data, or we are grouping this data on the basis of day. So we created new variable by day, and then the function that we are using is group underscore by, and then here you can see group by one or more variables. So most data operations are done on group defined by variables. Group by takes an existing table and converts into a grouped table where operations are performed by group dot ungroup remove grouping. So what you can do is it takes an existing table and converts it into a grouped table where operations are performed, जिस पे आप कोई ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. So I'll be using your my underscore data, and then my underscore data, and then if you want to visualize them, group by year, a month, a day. Right, let's see if it is running. Yes, it is running. Now let's try to see by day. So you have grouped, okay, so it won't be visible because all the entries are already in the same format. So you are, because this is only a single year data, so these all entries are of the single year 2013, and they are already entries according to month and day. So I don't think that function will give you the visualized result. So let's try something else. We try to group this data by, let's try origin. So what is the name here? origin. Let's now run it. Okay, now by day. Okay, origin. Okay, so now you can see that all the flights that are related to origin data or the origin, they are grouped into one. Okay, okay, so that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's lecture. We will continue to delve into the more complex topic of learning R in next coming lectures. Okay, thank you.